good, Jack.
From William Patterson University here in Wayne, New Jersey. Welcome to the special presentation of Gales Baseball on Blackjack TV Channel 110. First annual Johnny Briggs Classic. Supposed to be at the Hitchcliff Stadium in Patterson. Stadium not quite finished yet, so it has been moved to William Patterson University. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to William Patterson University. Jack Rizzo, joined as always by Elijah Weintraub as the Gales get set for the second game in this Johnny Briggs Classic, as the Gales will play Stony Brook Prep from New York. And the starting lineups for the two teams this afternoon. For your St. Mary Gales, leading off Tyler Giordano at short, Kyle Watson batting second. He's catching for the fourth straight game. Blaze Conti, number 55, playing third after playing first last Friday in North Arlington. Josh Moreno hitting cleanup in right field. Jason Rosado batting fifth at second. Jacob Herrera batting sixth, playing first. Jesus Bautista came out of Friday's game early with an apparent lower body injury. He's gonna bat seventh and DH. Batting eighth, Matt DeGennaro out in left field, and Xavier Arana batting ninth in center as Bradley Higgins takes the mound for the Gales. And for your Stony Brook lineup for the Bears, leading off Aiden Ruiz at second, batting second the shortstop Jaden Stroman, batting third the center fielder Jordan Serrano, batting fourth the starting pitcher John Franco, batting fifth the first baseman Logan Charbonneau, batting sixth the left fielder Isaiah Gibbs, batting seventh the third baseman Seth Loriano, batting eighth the catcher Julian Martinez, and batting ninth the DH Nico Marino. And for defense, Alex Bodden is going to play right field. Gales are on a 6-game winning streak after a 3-game losing streak earlier in the year to Don Bosco, Rutherford, and Weehawken. As you can see, the Bears are doing their infield warm-ups and wearing very interesting looking jerseys. What? So, as we saw a couple of weeks ago, Sunday night under the lights, both teams, at least Stony Brook, they're going to wear their Autism awareness jerseys. So, a great thing done here by the Bears. I just read the lineups to you. Again, the pitching matchup today, Bradley Higgins for the Gales, number 31, of course, their opening day starter. And for the Bears, number 4, Johan Franco. Game time should begin here. Yes. Game time should begin here in I'd say probably about 10 minutes or so. You see Stony Brook doing their infield warm-ups. We already saw the Gales do theirs. So I believe the Gales are going to be the home team for this game, but I'm not 100% sure.
They might be away.
The home teams usually do their infield warm-ups first, though.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll just have to see. I'm pretty... So, just about ready to get started here. Eli, what are your thoughts on this game? How do you think, the Gales are, on the 6-game winning streak? What do you think they've been able to do so well over these last 6 games? How do you think they can improve on that?
Yeah, well, the Gales have done an incredible job, and especially that North Arlington game with the incredible pitching that they've done from Joey Chavasta to Xavier Arana to Jacob Herrera. They've done an incredible job overall. Their defense has been, when they're on the bases, and they've been incredible overall. And nothing but positive. What would you say about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about, for the Gales, I think the key to their success has been the emergence of Tyler Giordano, their leadoff batter.
Yes.
Struggled a bit to start the season, but we've seen how hot he's been over the last week or so. Of course, he hit that home run against
that home run
Dwight Englewood. That seems to really get him going.
Yeah, the home run against Dwight Englewood, that changed the game completely for the Gales, and that since then, Tyler Giordano has been nonstop on fire. As you noticed that he's hit a pretty good doubles and triples in that North Arlington game on Friday, and we'll see what he could do here. And I believe he'll be at the top of the order. So
yes, he is.
It'll be great to see what he has to offer.
Yep, Ty the leadoff guy. He's certainly gone into his zone. We saw Friday against North Arlington, double and a triple. We saw him hit a home run. the other day versus Dwight Englewood. So over the last couple of days, he has hit for the cycle. But
Yes.
also kind of a man without a position for most of the year. They were trying to figure out where to play. He was catching at one point. They had him at second, short. They had him in center field. I think that definitely affected his offense, the way, he was trying to play a different position. But now they're sticking him permanently at shortstop. I think that's allowed him to just, settle in, relax, and be able to do what he's been doing at the plate.
Yeah, it's been he's done a great job at all the positions that he's had, as you mentioned. But we finally shortstop, I believe, is a position he is. And if we notice, Jack, that game on North Arlington, there's big changes. Blaze Conti was at first, which usually is at third for the majority of the season he was at. Bradley Higgins was going in and off on third the last game, and now he'll be pitching today. So it'll be very interesting to see how everything works out today.
I'm surprised you didn't even mention.
Changes.
Surprised you didn't mention the most outrageous move. No, not in a bad way, but just like so out of the box. They put Jacob Herrera, who usually plays first or DHs, in center field.
Yes.
He went from playing the position with usually the least range to where he has to cover a good portion of the outfield.
Pass by a couple of our wonderful food trucks and our fantastic selection that we have right behind the field. The Johnny Briggs Classic is proud to feature our friends at Kona Ice, Misabor, Boricua, and Speedy Tacos. Check them out and fulfill your diamond-sized hunger.
The Gales are now just warming up, doing their pregame huddles, as well as Stony Brook. The coaches are meeting to go over the ground rules of the field. Interesting field setup. A lot. The foul netting poles are extended at both sides, so that is always a key point here. Safety is obviously the number one priority. As North Arlington, we had a little bit of issues there regarding that, but overall, back to great style baseball, great field. We'll see how the Gales can benefit here. This again was supposed to be played at Hinchcliffe Stadium versus New Jersey for the home to the New Jersey Jackals, their new permanent home. But because the field wasn't ready yet, they're now playing here, and Stony Brook is up at first.
Yep, we'll see. So in case you guys can't tell, our vantage point, we are behind home plate on the first base side. So if you want to draw a line from third base to home and then draw it into the stands, that's pretty much where we are. And yes, as I expected, the Gales are going to be the home team for today's matchup. Bradley Higgins on the mound, and we are just about ready to get started here. Aiden Ruiz, the second baseman, number 45, a left-handed batter, will lead off as Brad throws his warm-up pitches. This is probably one of the better vantage points we've had the whole year. I mean, this is an absolutely beautiful stadium, but it's a nice, again, beautiful, a perfect vantage point here. You can tell, and again, and interesting that one of the umpires is out in shallow right field. I'm not sure if that's where he's gonna stay, but we usually see the one umpire behind home plate and the second one usually in front of the shortstop. So it's interesting. Brad's last start came Monday in a win over Weehawken, in which he pitched the start of the game, and then David Anderson came out to close it. Pretty good, pretty nice crowd here. A lot of some Stony Brook supporters in the distance. Stony Brook located on Long Island in New York. And then a lot of blue in the stands as well. Obviously not convenient for some people. The fact that this stadium got moved from Hinchcliffe and Patterson here to William Patterson, which is a little more out there. But again, we are ready to play ball. We're gonna have an infield visit here as Kyle Watson will come out to visit Higgins, and Blaze Conti, fellow sophomore, will come out to visit as well, as Ruiz heads to the batter's box. And looks like we're ready to get underway. Again, Gales dugout located on the first base side. Stony Brook's dugout on the left side. And we are about to get ready to get underway. Aiden Ruiz will step into the box. Brad Higgins takes the mound 6 days after picking up a win over Weehawken. So the second baseman, Aiden Ruiz, leads off. And the first pitch of the game from Higgins is a fastball that's fouled back, and we're underway. Ruiz playing second today for Stony Brook Prep. They have a pitcher and a DH in the lineup today, so that means that they have one player in their field that's going to play strictly for defense, and that will be, let's see, Alex Bodden will be in just for defense, and Nico Marino, the number 9 hitter, will be in just for batting. And I think there was some issue, I'm not sure what it was, but
So 1-0. Excuse me.
0-1, yep. On a beautiful day here in Wayne, New Jersey. Back on the mound is Higgins. And that's ripped right to the second baseman, Rosado, and it takes a rough hop, but he recovers, and Herrera can make the play. Ruiz is safe at first, so it'll be an infield single for the second baseman, Aiden Ruiz. Tough hop there for Rosado to handle. He played pretty well, but couldn't get it on the first bounce, had to recover. I don't think the throw would have been in time, but Herrera couldn't handle it, so it'll be an infield hit for Ruiz to lead off the game. So the Bears get the leadoff man on.
The shortstop now, number 6, Jaden Stroman.
That'll bring up another left-hand. That'll bring up shortstop Jaden Stroman, the shortstop. Another lefty batter here against Brad Higgins. Gale's looking for a double play here. Stroman standing pretty much as close to the batter's box as you could possibly be. And he fouls one back, 0-1 into the netting. So Stony Brook Prep, Higgins threw 3 pitches. They made contact in all 3 of them. And a pickoff try, and not in time again. We saw Friday David Anderson pick off a Ryan Carcelda from North Arlington, who was the starting pitcher for that game. Gales have loved that pickoff try so far this season. They've come very close on a couple. Finally got one yesterday. Higgins steps off a couple times. Look like there might be some issues. Ruiz getting a decent lead off first. And that's in the dirt, ball 1. It's the first pitch that the Bears have not swung at in this game. And a swing and a miss in the dirt. It gets away from Watson. Try for second is Ruiz. The throw by Watson is high, and it goes into center field, and Ruiz will stay put at second. Well, there's pretty much no chance of getting him. I think it would have just been smarter for Watson to put that in his pocket. Made a throw, but did not allow the runner to advance. But that was so it's a swinging strike, and it's 1-2, but that allows Ruiz to move into scoring position with nobody out. Giordano holding off the runner at second. Higgins ahead in the count 1-2, and Stroman will call time.
Yep.
So again, Aiden Ruiz led off this game with a sharp single right to the second baseman, Rosado. We've seen Stony Brook have some good hacks here early. And Stroman bounces one foul. And it'll be grabbed by the Bears first base coach. We saw Coach Archibald yesterday make a fantastic snag on the third base side on a foul ball. And he got a pretty nice hand from the crowd, too. Again, beautiful day here in Wayne. Temperatures in the mid-70s. And Stroman just got a piece of that one to stay alive in the at-bat.
I actually thought that was a pop-up foul, but right underneath the catcher.
This is probably one of our best vantage points. You could clearly see like what the strike zone is now. It's really great. We had a tough time on Friday, kind of like figuring out like where pitches were, but now we have a much better vantage point. I mean, it's nice. This is a beautiful stadium.
Yes, great stadium, great location, and hopefully it's all those check off victory for the Gales. And to the left of us is the football field.
Yes.
William Patterson, which
for WPU. Yep.
And softball is straight ahead, rather.
Softball. Yep. And that's just outside, 2-2. Good pitch by Higgins. Thought that was a strike. Good. That was a good pitch by Higgins. You don't want to throw something in the strike zone. They're looking ahead. Try to just paint him there. Try to get him looking. But that was a nice, good take there. So now it's 2-2. And that misses, and it's a full
It's a full
count.
Wow.
And the umpire hearing it from the St. Mary's crowd. I don't blame him. So now 3-2 coming from Higgins. And he grounds one. That's a foul ball. So Jaden Stroman making Higgins making Higgins work hard here in this at bat. And Higgins will step off. It'll be a disengagement. So this has been a long at bat here.
What's the record?
9-6-1. So then 12-5 St. Mary Gales versus 9-6-1 Stony Brook Prep Bears. And that's in the dirt ball 4. So terrific at bat there from Jaden Stroman as he works out a walk. And that'll put runners on first and second with nobody out for Jordan Serrano, the center
The
fielder.
center fielder now, number 40, Jordan Serrano.
So Higgins in an early hole here in the top of the first. So hit and a walk have put runners on first and second with nobody out. And that's way out. That's high, ball 1. Watson thought about throwing behind the runner at first, but smartly held the ball. Watson made an errant throw into center field when Ruiz tried to advance second. The runner, Ruiz, did not try to go third, though, so it's no error. And he hits one foul off to the right side, and that'll go into the empty field directly behind us. Had to get just trying to get another ball there for Higgins. Again, Kyle Watson catching for the 4th straight game today. We've seen him play at first at times.
Yeah, it's interesting a choice by St. Mary's to keep Kyle Watson in for that many games straight. Usually they would switch by now, and it's interesting to see how they haven't switched out yet. Hopefully he's comfortable and okay with going 4 games straight.
And a swing and a miss there on a curveball from Brad. We've seen Higgins develop that pitch this year.
Yes.
I've actually talked to him about it. He feels really good about it. He just got to get it over for a strike more, and that was a perfect example of that. And it's quickly 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't DH Kyle at some points. I think though because Giordano's their other catcher, and I think they're just trying to get him comfortable at short. So I think that's why they're playing Watson there. And now a balk has been called against Higgins, and that'll move the runners to second and third. That is the first time all season that we have seen a balk called against any St. Mary pitcher. And now they're gonna come and just for more baseballs. That is so a balk called against Higgins to move the runners up to second and third.
Yeah, first time we've seen that all year, and interesting how it's this early in the game where it happened.
So in case you guys don't know what a balk is when you start to pitch and then you step off. You can't start your motion to the plate and then step off. That's why. The runners were dancing on second, and then Giordano tried playing behind him. That allowed Higgins to. And that's high, 2 and 2. Good pitch there by Higgins, but couldn't get him to bite. So now Stony Brook has runners at second and third with 1 out. Nobody out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nobody out with bases loaded.
Gales will keep their infield back, so look and see the run on the ground ball. Higgins in a position where he needs a strikeout. And he gets one. Finally got a call from the umpire. Fastball right down the middle. First strikeout for Higgins. That's a big first out as he gets Serrano looking. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter and the starting pitcher, Johan Franco, to the plate. Still runners at second, third, 1 out. Gales will keep their infield back. Still will concede the run on the ground ball. That's a big first out, though, for Higgins. So Higgins in a position where he needed a strikeout, got one. In that position again where he needs a strikeout. And the curveball is inside, ball 1.
Wow.
Okay, we've
Now
seen
batting the pitcher number 7, Johan Franco, number 7.
again. We've seen Higgins work that curveball this year.
Yes, he's done a great job so far this year, and obviously this is a different game, I guess, for him.
And
Just
the
like
check
early
swing
calls
foul,
from
nothing
the
in one. And
umpire.
check swing foul, 1-1. And Watson will go back to retrieve that one. And Coach Archibald yelling the outfielders are too deep, so they're going to come in about 5 or 6 steps. Again, the infield is back, so they'll concede the run on the ground ball. Outfielder is playing about mid-range. And he bounces one to second. That'll bring in a run in as Rosado makes the play to first for the first out, but Ruiz comes in to score. And just like that, the Bears lead this game 1-0 Stony Brook. So the Gales' decision to keep the infield back cost them a run. Not really a bad decision either. Probably a smart decision here on the game. So it'll go down as a 4-3 on the fielder's short. It'll go down as a
Here's
4-3.
Logan Charbonneau,
And
number
that'll
13.
bring up the first baseman, Logan Charbonneau, was still a runner at third, but now with 2 outs. Gales would feel very, very fortunate if they got out of this inning with only just giving up 1 run. And a check swing, he went around, strike 1. Well, we've seen Rosado start out the year short, but they've moved him over to second. He's been even better there. He's been absolutely phenomenal over there at second. He's been very busy over there, but he's made pretty much every play. Now that first one, couldn't make it in time, but it was a bad hop, and it wasn't an error. It was an infield hit. And a foul tip, and a swing and miss, and it's 0-2.
Good grab, Kyle.
So Higgins has Charbonneau in the count, 0-2. And that's just off the plate, 1-2. So umpire with a very tight strike zone so far. As long as the umpire's consistent, I really don't have a problem with whatever strike zone they have, just as long as they're consistent. And that's outside, 2-2. Higgins wanted that call, didn't get it. Stony Brook has been putting together some great at-bats here early, making Higgins work. Still a runner at third, 2 outs. Now with 2 outs, the Gales will keep their infield back. 2-2 coming from Higgins. And that's tie, ball 3. So after getting ahead in the count, 0-2, Charbonneau has worked it to a full count. Higgins has already walked 1 in the inning, struck out 1. And that's in there, strike 3 call, a beautiful curveball from Higgins.
Great job by Higgins.
And that's his second strikeout, and that retires the side. But Stony Brook gets a run on a ground ball.
We'll be back.
Tyler Giordano.
All right. Can I start speaking? All right, welcome back as Tyler Giordano leads off for the Gales. I do want to mention that we have some Major League Baseball DNA represented in this game. The shortstop for Stony Brook Prep, Jaden Stroman, number 6. He's the younger brother of Chicago Cubs starting pitcher Marcus Stroman. Of course, Marcus Stroman has had a very good career. Started his career in Toronto with the Blue Jays, got traded to the Mets at the 2019 trade deadline, spent 3 great years there, signed a 5-year contract with the Chicago Cubs in the 2022 offseason, and he's been pretty much been their ace ever since then. So it's great. Of course, Stroman grew up in New York, so it makes sense to see his brother, playing for Stony Brook Prep. Stroman grew up rooting for the Mets as well. So again, really cool to see that in this game. And Giordano takes way up, and Bobby, is it 3-0? Oh no, 4 straight balls. So Giordano sees 4 straight pitches out of the strike zone from Johan Franco, and that'll put a runner on first with nobody out.
Number 9, Kyle Watson. Number 9.
St. Mary's enters this game today 12-5 after their win over North Arlington 12-6, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Joey Chavasta, David Anderson, and Jose Victorino all pitched that game on Friday, as the Gales had, as Kyle as well, 1-0.
And that goes to the backstop, and that'll allow Giordano to advance to second, and he'll take a wide turn, and we'll hold there. Watson had a bit of a rough game on Friday against North Arlington, went 0 for 4. Hit the ball hard, though, every single time he was up, and had a sacrifice fly to drive in a run. So now Giordano at second with nobody out. Gales are 12-5. They've won 6 straight now. We're not sure if this game counts against their regular season record.
It should, I believe, but we'll
obviously, we're playing a team that's about 2 hours away from our usual home. But again, it has to be an honor for St. Mary's to even be represented in this, the first annual Johnny Briggs Classic, which of course was supposed to be at the new
Jackal Stadium.
Yep, because this tournament is presented by the New Jersey Jackals. Blaze Conti on deck, and Watt takes one in the dirt, and that's ball 3. So 7 straight pitches out of the strike zone for Johan Franco. Got just a beautiful day here in Wayne, New Jersey.
Yeah.
By the way, just want to let you know, we are super happy to have Bobby back with us today. And there's a strike right down the middle, 3-1. Watson taking all the way. Watson had a very good inning in the first behind the plate, caught a foul tips, just did a good job keeping Higgins, locked in, to get through that inning. So now it's 3-1. Good hitters count here for Watson. And he takes ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued by Franco as Watson walks, and that'll put runners on first and second with nobody out. And now for 55, Blaze Conti, the third baseman.
Number 55, Blaze Conti.
Let's mention, though,
He's done.
Blaze is one of the contenders for best sophomore position player in New Jersey, according to NJ.com. Yeah. It's very easy to see why. I mean,
yes.
This kid has...
You're good, Jack.
The center fielder now, number 40, Jordan Serrano.
Sorry about the brief pause there. As Higgins had Jaden Stroman down in the count 0-2, lost him to a walk. Now the bases are loaded with nobody out. As Watson comes out for a visit with Higgins. So now the bases are loaded with nobody out. Ideally, the Gales would look for a ground ball double play here. Again, we saw the Gales turn 4.
Jack, close to the mic.
We saw the Gales turn 4 double plays against Dwight Englewood, the Bulldogs.
Ooh, testing.
Conti, the third baseman, is in. Every other infielder is back. And a foul tip, nothing in 1. Good pitch by Higgins.
Looks okay.
So after getting into trouble in the first, Higgins has once again found trouble here in the third with the bases loaded, nobody out.
Try the YouTube, see if it works.
Gales outfielder's not expecting Serrano to pull. Serrano struck out looking his first time up. And he pops one foul, and that'll go into the empty field once again. 6th time in this game we've seen one go out there. Well, now Higgins is now ahead in the count 0-2. Higgins could use a strikeout here. Ground ball would also be ideal for the Gales. Of course, a fly ball, not the end of the world either. Gales just looking to get an out here. And that's in the dirt. Nice scoop by Watson.
Issue's been resolved.
As the next two teams that are scheduled to play here today have arrived. St. Joe's Montvale just to our right, and Poly Prep over to the left. Again, this is game 2 of the 5 games that are scheduled to be played here today in the Johnny Briggs Classic. So Higgins ahead in the count 1-2, and that's in the dirt 2-2. Well, Higgins lost Jaden Stroman after an 0-2 count to a walk, and now Coach Archibald will come out for a visit. Haven't seen any bullpen action yet for the Gales.
Yeah.
Are they gonna make a change? I don't think they're gonna make a change here. Coach, I think, is just trying to get Brad just like settle down, trying to find the strike zone.
Guys.
All right, we are back ready to resume after Coach Archibald with a mound. So Higgins, so it's now 2-2 to Jordan Serrano. High, and it's ball 3. So now Higgins 1 ball away here from walking in a run. The last 2 batters Higgins has had ahead in the count 0-2. Both have worked at 3-2. We saw Stroman walk. Higgins looking to get Serrano out here. And he got him looking over the inside corner. Second time Serrano has struck out looking today. That's a big first out for Brad Higgins. That was a big time pitch there. Fastball over the inside corner. Serrano was looking for something else.
Johan Franco, number 7.
Okay.
And that'll bring up the pitcher. They'll bring up Higgins' counterpart, Johan Franco. See if Franco can help himself out here. And he pulls one down the line, and that'll go to the corner, and Stony Brook will take the lead. 1 run is in, 2-run score. Being waved around third is Ruiz, and he'll come in to score on the 3-run double from Johan Franco, and Stony Brook goes in front. It's 4-2. So a 3-run double by Johan Franco as he gives himself the lead now.
The first baseman now, number 13, Logan Charbonneau. Number 13.
No bullpen action.
Yeah. As Logan Charbonneau will step in, he struck out looking his first time up. Stony Brook Bears now have 3 runs in here in the top of the 3rd, as the pitcher Johan Franco gives himself the lead. And if that one's fouled back into the netting, 0-1. Logan Charbonneau, the first baseman, struck out looking his last time up. Higgins has struck out 3 in this game. Tough one there, giving up a bases clearing double.
I didn't see nothing on MG.com.
And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. So Higgins looking to dial it back in here after giving up the bases clearing double. And that's outside, 1-2. when the Gales come up in the bottom of the third, it'll be Conti, Moreno, and Rosado due up. Higgins with a pickoff try, high throw, and Giordano pulls it down to prevent it from going into center. Again, Higgins has already balked once in this game. And that's in the dirt. Nice block by Watson to keep the ball from going to the backstop. Well, Kyle Watson's had a brilliant game back there behind the plate. We've already seen him throw it out a base runner. A couple nice blocks to keep the ball from going to the backstop. Again, the backstop here is massive. Much bigger than the backstop at our usual home. This has been the theme here for Stony Brook in this inning. Higgins has gotten ahead in the count early, but they've been able to work the count. And Higgins will step off. Again, Gales are first in the non-public B North division at 12-5. St. Thomas Aquinas at second, 12-3. Yes, they have a better record, but the Gales have more power points because of the teams that they've played. Yeah. And the curveball inside, ball 3.
This is their first and only meeting against Stony Brook this season for the Gales. This is a team again from New York, Long Island, as Jack mentioned at the top of the broadcast. And the Gales are in the National Division, according to NJ.com, and they were in first place, 12-5, followed by Rutherford, who had a loss yesterday to Parsippany. We don't know the final score for that game, but it was...
I think it was Parsippany. I'm not sure.
We'll double-check that later on for this week's broadcast. And for the upcoming games for St. Mary's...
Ground and foul.
Tomorrow, the Gales are in Cranford at 4 p.m. Bobby will have the call for that game. Tuesday, the 9th, they're home versus Lyndhurst. Friday, they're home versus Secaucus. And then the county games are to be determined. County games do start this week. Wednesday's the first game. We're not sure where the Gales will fall and where they would go entering the bracket, but they should be at a good high seed location entering that counties. They should be able to qualify. Of course, by Tuesday, we should know where the Gales
and
are.
And it hits him.
Of course,
Charbonneau gets drilled in the arm, and that'll
Cranford.
allow him to go down to first. First batter that's been hit today for either side. I remember against Harrison, the Gales got hit by 4 pitches. Still only 1 out in the inning. Now runners on first and second. Still no bullpen action for the Gales.
Left fielder, number 8, Isaiah Gibbs.
It's good to see that the Gales have this trust in
Number 8.
Higgins to try to just work through this. Again, there's still plenty of time in the game. It's only the 3rd inning. Isaiah Gibbs will step in now, the left fielder. He grounded out to short his first time up. Oh no, I'm sorry. He popped out to short. I'm sorry, I wrote the wrong thing down. He popped out to short his first time up. So runners on first and second, still just 1 out. And that's away, ball 1. Gale's ideally looking for the double play here. And
With runners at first and second.
Watson was gonna go out for a visit, and now James Gregg is gonna come into play first for Jacob Herrera.
So it means Herrera's probably going to the bullpen.
Oh, that's a good.
First base for St. Mary's, number 18, James Gregg.
That's a great observation, Eli. Herrera last pitched on Wednesday against Harrison.
And yeah,
pitched 2 scoreless.
if you notice, Jack, we haven't
And a
announced
pickoff
anybody at
try.
the bullpen yet, so possibly Herrera could be that person heading to the bullpen. We'll double check now.
Giordano trying for the hidden ball trick there.
As Greg goes to first.
Yep, I think that's a good observation. I think that's what they're going. I think Jake is gonna head to the bullpen.
I'll keep an eye on out for that.
Yep.
It is Herrera.
All right. Yep, that makes
It's
sense.
Herrera with Tom Ambili catching.
Yep, and that's in the dirt. Yep. I think they're going to try to get Herrera, I think, quickly if Higgins can't get out of this inning.
Yeah.
It's been a tough one here for Brad, you know. Obviously, it's high strikes off the umpire. Obviously, that three-run double killed them. You have to think how this will affect Stony Brook Preps pitcher John Franco. That's pop foul. That should be playable. Higgins is going to call for it, and he makes the catch for the second out. So the rare pop out to the pitcher. That's the second time that Gibbs has popped out today. And there's now 2 outs here in the inning. So now Higgins needs 1 more out to get out of the inning. That'll bring up the number 7 hitter, third baseman Seth Loriano, who lined out to second his first
Third
time
baseman
out.
number 10, Seth Loriano, number 10.
So yes, as Eli mentioned before, Jacob Herrera is in the bullpen now for the Gales. Looks like he'll be the first one out of relief today for St. Mary's. There go the runners, and the throw by third by Watson is not in time, and a good block by Conti to prevent that ball from going into left. So the Bears execute the double steal there, and that'll now put runners at second and third with 2 outs. So now Higgins in a position where Higgins definitely doesn't want to give up a hit here, because that'll probably bring in 2 runs. We've seen already the great base running by Stony Brook in this game. And that's in there for a strike. 1-1.
And if you remember, the past few games that were Higgins and a few other guys did play, they were actually moved to one of the bases. So we'll see if Higgins is moved to third or first base off the change that they made so far, having Greg at first.
That's pop foul, cutting out our way.
Heads up.
And that will be into the dugout. The Bermuda Triangle there is Greg, Higgins, and Watson all came in trying to catch that. Neither of them could get there, but that was popped up a mile high. Fortunately, it didn't come into the stands. So now Higgins is a strike away from getting out of this inning.
At least they have better netting than
You gotta
North
think.
Arlington.
You gotta think that's how it would affect the pitcher, Johan Franco. He's been waiting for a while to come back in, and that's inside. Ball 2. Again, the next game following this one, St. Joe's Montvale versus what is it called? What's the other team, Eli, over there? Poly Prep. Yes, from Brooklyn. Okay. That's high, ball 3.
What?
Higgins has already walked 3 in this game.
It'd be great to see these next 2 games.
You-
Those 2 look pretty good schools.
Come on, Brad. No, me.
Obviously, a more important game to watch after this.
It'll be interesting to see how, if this is his last batter, we have to wonder how much Herrera is ramping up in that bullpen. That's foul back, and will land. Fortunately, didn't hit any of the people over there. That was another bullet.
No. Oh, yeah, there is. Oh.
So the ball will be retrieved over there. Again, special presentation of Gales baseball today here at William Patterson University for the Johnny Briggs Classic. Of course, originally supposed to be at the new Hitchcliff Stadium in Patterson, and that's in there to end the inning. And a good job there by Higgins to finally get out of the inning. But Johan Franco's 3-run double gives Stony Brook a 2-run lead, 4-2 going to the bottom of the 3rd.
Conti,
All right, you can go.
55.
Welcome back. As we mentioned, we are at William Patterson University at the Jeff Albus Field. The Gales are currently trailing 4-2.
And he gets hit by the pitch.
Hit by the pitch, and he'll head to first. And that'll bring up now number 11. I believe that is Marino.
Yep. Why is Coach coming out here?
No, he's going to third.
Sauntering
Oh.
into the box, the right
Usually
fielder,
hangs out
number
at third.
11, Joshua Moreno. Number 11.
Well, Josh Marino.
Josh Marino is up, and Jacob Herrera is still in the bullpen for St. Mary's. We'll see if he comes in for the start of the fourth.
We saw Higgins talking to some of the coaches. I'm sure he wants to stay in and try to continue, but they might. I'm not sure if they're going to put Jake in or not. But Moreno, of course, drove in the 2 runs for St. Mary's in the bottom of the first with that 2-run double down the left field line. We've now seen 5 of the 6 runs that have come in so far in this game have been extra base hits down the left field line.
Huge gap in the left field where the foul pole is in the left.
And that's
Right
a
side.
Ball, 1-1. Again, it's a beautiful day here at William Patterson in Wayne, New Jersey. Temperatures in the mid-70s for today. Slight breeze. Second of 5 games in the first annual Johnny Briggs Classic presented by the New Jersey Jackals.
The Jackals will present an award at the end of this game to the winner of, obviously, this game. The president will at the
There goes. Oh
plate.
no, Conti didn't go, and that's a strike. 1-2 to Moreno.
So we'll see how it, who gets it. If it is St. Mary's, it is if they win. Herrera. No. 11 is Marino.
And Josh flies one out to shallow left. Out goes shortstop and comes left fielder. And
Good catch for the out.
Interesting approach there to catch that, but the catch is made by Gibbs for the first out.
The
That'll bring
second
up
baseman,
number 26, Jason Rosado.
Number 26.
So that'll bring up Jason Rosado. Jason struck out his first time up. Again, was attempting to bunt for most at bat, and then struck out on a pitch in the dirt. Looking for a different outcome this at bat.
Herrera has left the bullpen.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Jason swings and misses, 0-1. Now Stony Brook is expecting Rosado pull. Third baseman playing almost right along the left
And no
field
bullpen
line.
action for Stony Brook yet.
No, and a pickoff try, and Blaze is back very easily. Beautiful turf field here at Jeff Albies Field, name of this field here in William at WPU. And that's a strike, and it's 0-2. And Rosado fouls one off, and that'll go back into the field again.
The baseball field is here. I don't think it's down there, but
Yeah, I mean,
the way
there's
the foul balls have been going, I don't know.
Yep.
Baseball's down there, I guess.
0-2 to Rosado. And he grounds one down to third, a chance for 2. Second for 1, back to first, and it's in time
Wow.
for the 5-4-3 double play. And that retires the side. Beautifully turned by Stony Brook.
Great double play there. I mean, it's unfortunate, but what can you do? We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the top of the fourth. The Gales trail by 2. 4-2 is the score with Stony Brook up at now. Some pitching change here. Jacob Herrera is at the mound now for the Gales. Meanwhile, Bradley Higgins heads to third, and James Gregg is now out. He'll be coming back in hopefully soon, depending on how this game turns out. Meanwhile, Blaze Conti will head to first base, his usual and normal position from last year. So Blaze at first, Bradley at third, and Herrera back at the mound.
They usually tend to be a pitcher, second pitcher, usually third base because of the strong arms that they have. So makes sense that Brad's over there at third. Obviously Blaze, first baseman last year. Doesn't really matter where he plays though. I mean, he's obviously up for debate as the best sophomore infielder in the entire state. So make sure you vote for Blaze Conti.
Yes, at J.com, sophomore position of the year of the season for North Jersey. That is Blaze Conti's up in the runnings. Please vote at J.com, sophomore position.
Yankees 3-0.
And the Yankees are up 3-0.
And the Mets are leading 3-1.
And the Mets are leading 3-1.
We don't do Mets updates on Search Sports.
Yes, we do.
Yankees.
Well, the Yankees and Mets both suck right now, so I mean,
The
it's
catcher
kind of.
now, number 20,
Devils are on.
Julian
That's right.
Martinez.
Devils,
3:30.
3:30 on TNT, I believe.
TBS.
TBS, yes.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same
No, I'm just
thing.
kidding. Yes, as they play Carolina heading back, they're back Prudential
Rock.
Center. Devils trail 2-0. We saw them fall down 2-0 versus the Rangers. Came back and won. Of course, the Rangers fired Gerard Gallant yesterday.
Part ways. Not fired. Part ways.
Yeah,
But
they
we
fired
think
him.
he thinks it's fired.
So Jacob
could be.
Herrera's first pitch is high ball 1. This is Julian Martinez leading off, the catcher. Julian had a base hit his first time, but then got thrown out trying to steal second. Kyle Watson made a brilliant throw, and he's played a great game back there, and it's quickly 2-0. Herrera pitched 2 scoreless innings against Harrison. Pulled early, probably because they were already winning by like 13 by the time. Jose Victorio came out and pitched the final 3. And that's a ball, 3-0.
Now pitching for St. Mary's, number 0, Jacob Herrera.
A little late.
And that's in there right down the middle for a strike, and it's 3-1. Again, as Eli mentioned, the position changes. Brad Higgins out of the game pitching. He's over at third. Blaze Conti moves from third to first. Jacob Herrera goes from first to the mound, and that's ball 4. So it'll lead off 1, given up to Martinez. That is the 4th walk given up by Gale pitching now in this game.
The designated hitter now, number 5, Nico Marino.
They'll bring up Nico Marino to the plate. Nico tripled his first time up. A play that we thought Xavier might have a chance at, but it was just too far in the gap. And the Stony Brook's had great base running in this game so far. So Martinez is the runner at first, and Marino takes a strike, 0-1. We'll see if Martinez tries to steal again. Of course, this was the batter that Watson threw out in the top of the second, I believe. 4-2 Stony Brook here in the top of the 4th. And that's driven out to deep right field, but Moreno has a play on it. And he makes the grab for the first out. And back to first goes Martinez. The corner infielders were coming in expecting the bunt there from Moreno.
Back to the top now, the second baseman, number 45, Aiden Ruiz.
So the Bears will begin their 3rd time around the order for Aiden Ruiz. Again, second game of 5 of the Johnny Briggs Classic. First annual Johnny Briggs Classic presented by the New Jersey Jackals. Of course, was supposed to be played at Hitchcliff Stadium in Patterson. Stadium not quite finished yet, so the tournament has been relocated here to William Patterson University in Wayne. And that's ripped into right field, a base hit. Moreno will cut it off. Martinez will go first to third. And just like that, the Bears have runners at the runners at the corners with just 1 out. So Aiden Ruiz jumping on the first pitch there, and he's on base for the 3rd time. That'll bring up Jaden Stroman to the plate. Stroman had
number 6, Jaden Stroman.
younger brother of Chicago Cubs pitcher Marcus Stroman. Of course, signed a 5-year contract with the. Actually, I'm not sure. I think it was a 5-year contract with the Chicago Cubs in the 2022 offseason. Might have been 3 years. I'm not sure. Stroman has walked in both of his at bats. He has 2 of the 4 walks for Stony Brook today. Gales are going to keep their infield back in double play depth, and a fake pickoff try there by Herrera to third. Puts the ball in his pocket though. Stony Brook already leads this game 4-2. And that's high, ball 1. Gales on a 6-game winning streak at 12-5. Stony Brook have 9-6-1 on the year. Stony Brook has played their schedule. They've played a lot of teams from out of state, from what it appears. And he grounds 1 foul. 1-1. Way outside, ball 2. And another fake pickoff try by Herrera. Keeps the ball in his pocket. Gale's trying to hold this to a 2-run lead. Outside, ball 3. I think we might see a mound visit if they walk him here. Gotta be careful. You know, Stroman's very good eye. Obviously, we've seen that. And that's ball 4. So Stroman walks for the 3rd time. Stroman's showing very good patience here. I should mention that Stroman bats Jaden Stroman bats lefty. His brother Marcus Stroman bats righty. And we should mention that Marcus Stroman's a very good hitting pitcher in the major leagues. Obviously now pitchers don't hit anymore with the universal DH rule being applied prior to the 2022 season. So
the infield is in. Is there possibly looking for a bunting attempt?
No, they're gonna. No, they're just gonna come.
Play.
So that'll bring up Jordan Serrano, the center fielder, who was struck out looking in both of his at bats, and he pops 1 foul, and that's gonna head towards the press box. And, yikes! And that'll head into that ball still finds its way into that field back there. Yikes! Well, fortunately.
Didn't hit us.
Yep. The cross beam up there, fortunately, preventing the press box from taking a hit.
I don't think it'd be the press box, it'd be us. If that ball rolled to the right.
Yeah. And that's pop foul, and that'll go into the field again. So now, Herrera is ahead 0-2. In a position here where he needs a strikeout, with the Gales keeping the infield in. So any ground ball in the infield, you'd think they'd come home. Okay, well, that looked like a perfect pitch from Herrera, but this home plate umpire having a very tight strike zone today. Well, man, I don't want to jinx anything. And now they're going to, all right, the infield's going to come back now, except for the corners. So now they're going to play back in double play depth. Wow, that was, I don't know where that pitch was. Runner dancing out there trying to get him to balk. And he fouls 1 back, and that'll go over into the field again.
Next road game, we're going to start making gloves with us. A little too close now.
Wait, I think that was the 10th one.
I'm surprised that field hasn't turned white with how many baseballs have fallen into it. That was probably the closest one of all of them that was probably the closest to hitting us over here. Again, I don't really care if we get hit. We're just trying to obviously protect our camera here.
You're gonna see Emerson's field like the bleachers are right in the.
So Herrera is still ahead on Serrano 1 and 2.
That was just
Serrano
like no
struck out
problem.
looking in both of his at bats.
They had barely any nutting. They're lucky the players got nutting.
Okay, once again, it's a ball, 2 and 2. The home plate umpire hearing it from the crowd. I think this is caught Herrera off guard a little bit.
College field, high school players.
You know, it's been quite the adventure here. And that's a ball, 3 and 2. I think that one actually was a ball. So now
that one
a
seemed
ball
about
could
right.
walk in a run here. Should have been strike 3 on not one but
Yes.
2 occasions. So I've kind of like, I don't even know.
Lost hope at this point with the umpire.
I'm not a home plate umpire, but I could tell that those were. And now he's walked in a
That's
run.
ball, okay.
Well, a complete neglection of the strike zone from the home plate umpire, and that cost the Gales a run.
The pitcher, number 7, Johan Franco. Number 7.
Fifth walk now given up by Gil. Sixth walk. 5 of the 6 have come within the top 3 hitters in their lineup. So a run comes in that should have not counted because from our vantage point, 2 times it should have been strike 3. Anyways, Johan Franco comes up to bat. He had a 3-run double his first time up.
We have a pitch and runner.
Yep, that's gonna be
Number 18, it looks like, or 10?
18.
10.
No, 10. 10's the 7 hitter. You can't pinch run him. It can't be 10. It's gotta be. It might be 20.
Could be 18. You have 18?
There is no 18 on here. Yeah. Well, so a pinch runner comes in for the runner at second. Probably, I think it's for the catcher. You know, so he can go back get all of his equipment now.
He's also a hot dog.
Well, this has been a frustrating inning for the Gales. And that's foul back, and there it goes. Might as well just not even mention it anymore, because about
11.
approximately 100% of foul balls this game have gone into that field.
At least 3/4.
And now the umpire having some words with the Gales bench, trying to defend his strike zone, which, to be honest, I don't believe they can be defended because it just has not been very precise. I talked about him being consistent before, but this has been the complete opposite in this game. I think this affected the way Herrera's pitched. And that's popped up in the shallow left. Here comes DeGennaro. Out goes Giordano, and it's going to land.
Oh,
and it's
an
going to
error
roll
there.
back. 1 run's going to score. Everybody else will move up a base. So it's a pop fly single for Johan Franco, and it's 6-2. Stony Brook.
The chances were there, but not in time. I guess confusion of
The
who's
first
going to get it.
baseman now, number 13,
Obviously, we
Logan
saw Bradley
Charbonneau.
Higgins. He was heading toward there, but he saw Giordano and Matthew DeGennaro. At that point, it was like, okay, he stepped back. And it came to, they're in the middle of it. To avoid the collision, they just gave up and allowed the run in with the error.
Once again, the Gales will bring the infield in. That's a ball, 1-0. Game 2 of the Johnny Briggs Classic. Still bases loaded, just 1 out. And a foul tip, 1-1.
So it just counts towards the record, though. So according to a few St. Joseph's regional coaches and players, we've learned that this game will not go against their county record or state record. However, it will go on their regular record, which currently is 12-6.
5.
I believe.
There's a strike, 1-2. Yep, so, you know, Jacob Herrera just trying to work through this thing. It's been a frustrating one for the Gales. couple miscues on defense. Mainly, though, just this terrible strike zone from the home plate umpire. And misses again. About ready to jump up and yell at this umpire, but... And foul tip, and it can't be held by Watson, so... Yep. So Charbonneau stays alive in the at-bat. Kyle Watson has had a great game back there. Just couldn't handle that one, though.
Trying to look if they have a bracket up.
That's high. Full count.
Not our bracket, but every other bracket's there. Okay.
And that's ripped foul. It was a bullet off the bat of Charbonneau, but just couldn't keep it fair. And DeGeneres will go out and retrieve that one. Trying to see if we see any action in the Gales bullpen.
No action in the Gales bullpen yet, nor do we see any action for Stony Brook yet.
We do see some St. Joe's players taking some hacks out there in the batting cage.
But if we do see a switch in position, we know that that is the reason why. Based off of how many players have played already, I wouldn't be surprised Blaze Conti heads to the bullpen. But again, I could be wrong, but just a scenario choice there, and he walks him.
And that forces in a run. So another run on a 2-out walk. And Kyle Watson's going to have some words with the umpire. Well, this is...
Pinch hitting, number 88, Travis Stroud. Number 88.
He's paid by the hour.
What?
He's paid by the hour.
Who, the umpire? By Stony Brook.
Well, he's taking his
Well, that'll bring in... So we're going to get a pinch hitter here as Travis Stroud II will come in and bat for Isaiah Gibbs, and he swings and misses nothing in one. Well,
So Polyprep has just entered the batting cages where a few St. Joseph players are practicing right now. That is where the Gales bullpen is off to the right-hand side. No action yet from the Gales bullpen. We'll keep you updated if we see anything happening there.
nothing in two. Well, we mentioned Polyprep, the top-ranked team in the entire Northeast. Yeah, that's definitely not an easy feat. There's so many great teams here in the North. Just in New Jersey alone, there's so many great... Here in the tri-state area, there's so many great teams. And that's drilled out to right center field. Back goes Moreno in the gap, and he will not get there. It's going to go all the way back to the wall. This is going to score at least two. All three runners are being waved around. Giordano makes the relay throw to the plate, and the runner is out at the plate.
But you got two,
So
though.
Charbonneau is out at the plate, but two runners coming to score on the 3-run triple by the pinch hitter Stroud, and it's 9-2, Stony Brook. Bobby. Does the
Pinch hitting now, number 29.
Does the
Mateo
mercy rule apply
Lopez.
in this? Does the mercy rule apply in this?
It should. But it have to play in the fifth. And the Gales would have to be at bat first.
Yep. Well,
So they would have to be twice. So we would still be here for another good hour. I would say the mercy rule would apply, but the Gales could come back.
I hope
guess
so.
you could say.
Well, this is just, it's just been one of those games for the Gales where they just, there's a swing and a miss from Herrera. The home plate umpire, the home plate umpire has lost his strike zone, if I'm being honest. Honestly, most of the home plate umpires we've had for these games have honestly actually been pretty good. But how ironic that the one who is the one umpiring this major tournament has a strike zone that is just so unbelievably wide, wide at times and other times just really tight. It's like
5-0. And the Yankees are up 5-0, according to Bobby.
You know, I never try to play bias on these broadcasts, but this home plate umpire has definitely been favoring Stony Brook throughout this game. And there's another
That's
walk.
a walk.
That is now the 8th walk given up by the Gales pitching.
Steven and I, Coach Nigel here, haven't seen any movement yet, but he looks a little frustrated.
I think he's more so frustrated at the umpires.
The catcher, number 28, Julian Martinez. Number 28.
So Julian
So
Martinez
indeed
will stay in
happens.
the game to hit. Yeah, we're gonna still runners of course, and the home plate umpires was gonna come out to break up the conversation. Nine to 2 SVP here in the 4th. Watson making some hand signals out there to Herrera. And a high strike there. No wonder. That pitch actually looked like a ball, but he called it a strike. So, you know, it's really interesting to see what's going on. But, in the dirt, good block by Watson.
And we have someone headed to the bullpen. It looks like it's going to be number 17, Jonathan Stevens, which
I
kind of
think
surprising because we haven't seen him at all this entire season pitching in.
we saw him in the
I
bullpen
thought
for
at
one
least-
game.
He plays
Strike
contact
1 and
on
2.
him. What? Don't rookies he pitch? How did he do? And it looks like we got bullpen action happening in Stony Brook side.
It's going to be hard to see who it is, but that's line into center field, a base hit, and that'll bring in another run. So an RBI single for Julian Martinez. Stony Brook Prep has now brought 6 in here in the top of the 4th, and it's 10 to 2 Bears.
Number 5, Nico Marino. Number 5.
Gotta shake it off and focus on time for tomorrow.
Good. The runners are in first and second. Of course, this game has to go 5 innings before a mercy rule is applied.
99 is in the bullpen for Stony Brook.
So Justin Rotondi has head to the bullpen for Stony Brook.
There is a few other players as well. There's no catcher there. It looks like just some player action. Just throwing the ball.
And that's rep to Rosado. He'll go the short way, and that finally retires the side. But Stony Brook Prep brings in 6 in the inning to make it 10 to 2.
Welcome back. The Gales are trailing by 8 now. 10-2 is your score. As number 0, Jacob Herrera, is a bat who just pitched moments ago. Nigel Archibald heading back to third base. Had some words with the coach, with the umpire moments ago. Couldn't really hear it, but I'm sure he's got to be.
And Herrera grounds one to short. Easy play for the shortstop and makes the throw. 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th.
And for the Gales, I think they're at this point now, their message is to just try to somewhat bring in runs and just call it a night here and worried about Cranford tomorrow and Lyndhurst on Tuesday. Of course, big game tomorrow, Cranford versus St. Mary's, 4 p.m. That is at Cranford. Bobby will have to call for that game.
And Bautista takes a strike, 0-1.
I mean, Jack will be back for Lyndhurst on Tuesday, which will be exciting, and 1 more week away before senior night, and the regular season ends and playoffs start. Counties begin sometime next week. We have no update on where the bracket stands for St. Mary's and where they will land at. We'll have probably that information by Tuesday, if not tomorrow, when Bobby is on the call.
Bautista waves and misses at that breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Gales' offense has been quiet ever since they brought home 2 in the 1st. And that's foul back.
And I think Archibald just set for Blaze to go to the bullpen.
Yep. Seems like it. And there's a ball to Bautista, 2-2. Matt DeGennaro on deck. And he strikes him out with a slider. And they're 2 out in the inning.
The left fielder, number 14, Matt DeGennaro. Number 14.
They'll bring up Matt DeGennaro, batting 8th, and he fouls one back. And into the field it goes. Xavier Arana waiting on deck. And that's high, ball 1.
It's Blaze Conti at number 6.
Jose Victoria.
Jose Victorino. Or Victoria.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Gales.
So triple action in the bullpen.
Bears 10 runs and 8 hits.
Base hit.
The Gales 2 runs and 2 hits, and there's a base hit by DeGennaro to keep the inning alive. So that's just the third hit of the game for the Gales. Tyler Giordano and Josh Moreno had the other 2. That'll bring up Xavier Arana to the plate.
Number 25, the center fielder, Xavier Arana. Number 25.
And he takes way outside, ball 1. Gales trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th. And there's a ball, 2-0. And that's drilled down the right field line, and that's going to go into the corner. DeGennaro to third. He'll be waved home. DeGennaro will score DeGennaro will come in to score, and it'll be an RBI triple for Xavier Arana. And the Gales get one back here in the bottom of the 4th. It's 10-3.
So the Gales aren't out of this yet.
To the top of the order now, the shortstop,
Top of the order,
number 3,
Tyler
Tyler
Giordano.
Giordano.
We may see
Number 3.
someone come in for Blaze Conti as he's in the bullpen.
Yeah, let's see if we're going to get a pinch hitter for Blaze.
I mean, we may not even need it based off of the outs. Here comes the manager for Stony Brook.
I think they're gonna make the change. Yep, that's it. So Johan Franco pitched 3 2/3 solid. Pitcher gave him a handshake. I think this is gonna be it. Yep. So Franco comes out of the game. He's in line for a win after pitching 3 2/3. And we will get a pitching change here for Stony Brook Prep.
We'll be back after this. We'll pause. Welcome back. 10-3 is your score here.
Yep, and we have a pitching change for the Bears as the younger brother of the star pitcher of the Chicago Cubs, Marcus Stroman, Jaden Stroman, comes in now to pitch. Of course, Jaden a right-handed pitcher, just like his brother. I'm trying to watch his pitching motion to see if it's similar.
We have 2 outs in this inning and a runner at third in scoring position. Kyle Watson is on deck, but he has his catching gear on, being prepared to head back to catch.
Oh, that one has Stroman throws right to the backstop there at the warm-up. Again, coming
Blaze
up.
Conte remains in the bullpen, and Jack, you were saying?
I was just gonna say after this game, of course, coming up right up after this game for the third game of the Giant Breaks Classic, St. Joe's Montvale over to our right. I guess they'll be the home team versus the top-ranked team in the Northeast, Poly Prep, on the left.
We'll not have coverage of that.
Yeah,
but
obviously not.
You could.
The next game.
Next one. Huh? I'm going home.
But of course, St. Joe's to our right. In fact, the only team the Gales have had the Mercy Rule applied to this year. St. Joe's defeated the Gales 13-0 on April the 12th. And Ty takes one up high, ball 2. Gales trying to get something going here in the fourth with Kyle Watson on deck. Blaze Conte's still in the bullpen, so we'll see if he comes out to bat third. And that was a big swing there by Giordano. 2-1. And that's in there for a strike, and it's 2-2. Time called for by the pitcher, Stroman. Stroman's got a bright red glove over there. Giordano trying to keep this thing live with a run at third and 2 outs.
Super expensive.
And Ty takes up high, and it's full count. And that's ball 4. So Giordano takes a 2-out walk, and that'll put runners at first and third for the catcher, Kyle Watson.
The catcher now, number 9, Kyle Watson. Number 9.
It was 2 out, nobody on for the Gales here in the fourth, but a single by DeGenero, triple by Arana, and a walk to Giordano has kept the inning alive. And that's up high, ball 1. We'll see if Blaze Conte comes out on deck to hit, or if Gales are gonna have enough. If they're gonna have Brad Higgins here hit for Conte in this spot. And that's a strike, 1-1.
Nobody's on deck waiting, unless they think it's gonna be an out.
You know, we'll just have to see. And he chops one foul, and it's 1-2, and it'll go into the netting. One-two coming to Kyle Watson. There goes Giordano, and Watson
Blaze
shoots
Conte's
one
back.
foul.
Blaze Conte's back for on deck waiting.
That was
Nobody in the bullpen.
hit that really hard, hit to the right side. I don't believe it hit anybody over there, but that was a bullet. 7 seconds, still a 1-2 count with Aron at third, and at second, that ball is dropped by the catcher, Martinez, and now Arana is caught. Oh boy, base running mistake by Xavier Arana, and he will be tagged. Oh,
Okay.
X is gonna try, and he'll finally be tagged out, and that'll end the inning.
And
So
after the
Xavier Arana is caught off third base, and it's 10-3. Stony Brook Prep going to the top of the 5th.
Welcome back here. Pitching change is made. Blaze Conte is now pitching for the Gales. Bradley Higgins remains at third, and first place replacing Blaze Conte is now Jacob Pereira, number 0, over at first. The Gales are currently trailing by 7. 10-3 is your score.
Yeah, just a rough day for the Gales. You know, just a couple. Obviously, you know, Brad Higgins actually pitched pretty well through those 3 innings. You know, gave up 4 runs, but worked out of a couple of big jams. Just a rough fourth, you know, for Jacob Herrera. Gave up the 6 runs. Thought he had got out in the inning a couple of times, but the umpire didn't think so. And they walked in a couple of runs, gave up a couple of hits. Gales got one back in the 4th on a triple by Xavier Arana. So Aiden Ruiz will lead off here in the top of the 5th for Stony Brook Prep.
Leading off the top of the 5th inning, second baseman number 45, Aiden Ruiz. Number 45.
So Blaze Conte, the new pitcher, and Ruiz pops one up. Giordano shading his eyes, now goes back and makes the catch for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Blaze Conte. And that'll bring
Number 6, Jaden Stroman. Number 6.
That'll bring up Jaden Stroman now.
So first day of counties is Wednesday, followed by Friday. Where it could be, if the weather holds, obviously.
And that's head out to deep center field. Back goes Arana onto the warning track. He has room and makes the catch just shy of the wall for the second out. Stroman came within a couple feet of hitting that one out.
It's been
So
far a redemption inning.
So how about that? 2 pitches, 2 outs for Blaze Conte. Let's see if he can make this a 3-pitch inning.
Yeah.
That's a
Number 40 now, the center fielder, Jordan Serrano. Number 40.
See if we can have a 3-pitch inning. Nope, foul back. Ooh. And it protected anywhere else. That would have come into the stands.
Crashing.
Yep. Staying just high enough. And that's in the dirt, ball 1. Good scoop by Watson. Stony Brook 10 runs and 8 hits. The Gales 3 runs and 4 hits. And that's ripped into left, a base hit for Serrano. So Stony Brook gets a 2-out base runner.
Number 7, Johan Franco. Number 7.
That'll bring up Johan Franco to the plate. Started the game pitching, but then will stay in. Now in the field. And he takes a strike, 0-1. As we see, I think that's 21 heading to the bullpen. I don't have a 21 on my roster, so, but regardless, we have somebody from Stony Brook Prep that's heading to the bullpen. There goes the runner. Throw by Watson is in time, and he is. Now he's gonna go to third. I don't know what. All right, so a mistake. I have no clue what just happened, but anyways, that'll end the inning.
Well, that was the inning.
So it'll be.
We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th. An interesting inning for the Gales.
Did he think? Yeah.
Welcome back. Start of the game, Kyle Watson up bat again,
The catcher,
and that is
number 9,
because
Kyle Watson.
Yep.
that is because of the
The
fourth
base running
kickoff
mistake.
attempt.
Yep. We saw another base running mistake in the bottom of the frame. That's foul back by Watson, and it's 0-2. And
Definitely,
that's
a
about
correction.
the 500,000th ball that's gone into that patch of grass over there.
That is absolutely correct.
And that's taken the other way foul.
Another foul ball. 0-2.
Yep. Into the bullpen.
No bullpen, but we have a bullpen action for Stony Brook.
I looked. I don't know. I don't have the number down. So it's 21. I don't have a 21 on my roster. So somebody is pitching. Again, we'll hear it over the PA. Who, if that person does come in, and Watson takes in the dirt, ball 1. Of course, the younger brother, Marcus Stroman, Jaden Stroman, and St. Joe's will exit the seats, and they're gonna go start to prepare for their game today. So good luck to St. Joe's. And Watson fouls that one back, and it will go once again into the grass. I thought that was going to come closer to us, but the wind, I think, carried it into the grass. So St. Joe's going to go start to warm up. Poly Prep still in the seats. Of course, Poly Prep, top-ranked team in the entire Northeast region of the United States. That's quite the feat. So many great teams here. Watson fouls another one back, and into the grass it goes. I'm going to come to one of these games so I can just go in the grass and just catch all these foul balls. And that's high, 2-2.
Do you have a 22?
What? 2-2. And that's high, ball 3.
Do you have a 27?
Oh.
You have a 27 on your roster?
Yes. Nick Parker. That's who's in the bullpen. Well, this has been quite the at-bat from Kyle Watson, the catcher.
Now, is there a rule with the foul balls?
There used to be a rule in Major League Baseball where foul balls would not count against strikes because there was just one particular hitter who would just keep fouling pitches until he got a base hit. So then they made that strike 3 called, and Watson knew it. And that's the first out of the inning. So that
now Blaze Conti.
great at bat from Kyle Watson there. So unfortunate end with the strikeout.
Third baseman, number 55, Blaze Conti. Correction, pitcher, number 55, Blaze Conti.
Yes, that's right. Blaze is pitching, and he pitched a very strong.
And he also played
top of the
first
fifth.
base.
Yep,
And he's done a great job at all 3 spots today.
sure has. We know what he's capable of here at the plate. Look at that!
Oh.
Look at that gap down the left field line. That is
Yeah, huge gap.
That is outrageous. How the this is one of the weirdest outfield.
Setups ever.
One of the
And
weirdest
we remember,
outfield-
Blaze Conti hit a home run to the left-hand side. It wasn't here, but it was at home. So interesting to see back at Sheridan Field.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see how their separation of the gap is.
Oh,
That hit him.
Nope,
No.
foul ball. I think it hit his bat, knob of the bat, or just hit the glove. And there's a walk to Conti. So the Gales get a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the 5th. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Josh
The right
Marino.
fielder, number 11,
Nigel
Joshua
Hutchball wants to take a break.
Moreno.
He's laying
Number 11.
on the Stony Brook bench.
What?
Because Nigel wants to just take a break. He's just laying on the bench side for Stony Brook.
Yeah. Well, it's been a long day for them.
Now running at first base, number 6, Jose Victorino.
Yes, because he would be pitching. So Jose Victorino is at bat. Is at first doing the pitch run.
Swing and a miss by Moreno, nothing in one.
Now 27 it looks like has come out of the bullpen. We'll see if he comes in to switch. Don't think so because they haven't had any runs come in yet.
Oh, that goes to the backstop. That'll move Conti down, or Victorio down to second.
Foul ball.
Nope, nope, not a foul ball. It went to the backstop, so it's a wild pitch. So Jose Victorio, the pinch runner, so Blaze can get ready to go back on the mound. Jason Rosado waiting on deck.
I guess so.
We saw Josh hit a home run earlier this week against Weehawken on the road. Bobby had a great call on that one. And Moreno takes a ball. And it hit him.
That hit him and now will load.
Moreno will
Where's
go
the
down
second
at first.
The second baseman now, number 26, Jason Rosado. Number 26.
Yeah.
Strike, nothing in one. Still just one out in the inning. Gale's trying to get something going here in the bottom of the fifth. And it's chopped foul, nothing in two. And that's outside, 1 and 2.
Very long game today. It's the longest one, about to go to 3 hours almost.
Yep.
We're only in the 5th.
That was a bag.
That's it, guys. I put it up yesterday. It's a reaction. Put that net up just for you guys.
That's what I get to the netting. Yikes.
Look, we gotta bring gloves.
Well, I do have a family to go back to after this game, and I don't want to get hit by one of these balls. Okay. And it's swinging a miss by Rosado as he strikes out. And that's the second out. That'll bring up Jacob Herrera. We'll get a mound visit here.
The first baseman,
And
number 0, Jacob Herrera.
they're going to make a pitching
Number 0.
change. I think they might. Not sure. We'll see. And the umpire is going to come out and try to end this discussion.
I saw my like, oh god. I did not expect that to happen. Welcome back after a long pause for the change. Jacob Pereira, number 0, is up bat. The pitching change was made. And play action resumes and continues. 10-3 is your score, as ball 1 is called. 2 outs. And still in the bottom of the 5th. I've not entered the 6th yet. Of course, if Stony Brook pulls up another 3 runs in the top inning, that will conclude this game with a mercy rule, but I believe the Gales would have to go on bat unless they just call it, because the other Polyprep and St. Joe's got to play next.
Yeah.
At the Devils.
That's in the dirt, ball 2. Two and 2. There go the runners, and it's in there. Strike 3 called, and Herrera's out on strikes, and that'll retire the side. 10-3 going to the top of the 6th.
Of luck with the rest of your respective seasons.
Okay, so we have an update. This is the final score because of a time limit, because the other 2 teams need to play. This is the final score, 10-3, which kind of surprised me. But that is the final score. The Gales unfortunately lose this one 10-3. This is because of the time limit. Final score 10-3. And we thank you for joining us. Bye. You'll have to go tomorrow at Cranford. From Jack Rizzo, I'm Elijah Weintraub. Thanks for joining us. Go Devils, and good night. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd now like to direct your attention to the area behind home plate.